Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another Sunday live session, and we'll be doing a 20 question mock test. Answer any questions you may have. But if you've got a question, please put it in the chat. Q semicolon just makes it a lot easier for me to find. And I will do a hazard perception video because I know some of you are still struggling based on the emails that I'm getting this week. So let me just get my windows open so I can see if it's going out live. Let's throw this over here. So hopefully you guys have had a good week so far. I think we are definitely good to go. All right. So yeah, if you've got any questions, please put it in the comment section. And Q semicolon so I can answer it for you. I can see it first of all, foremost, and then answer it for you, personal to you, rather than a standard generic answer. And also, if you've got any driving related questions for your driving lessons, driving tests, please feel free to put that in because it's a full package. Because once you pass your theory test, you can do your driving lessons, driving tests. So I want to help you guys get your license. If definitely not before the year's out, definitely early next year. So it'd be a good start to your 2026. All right, so I think I am ready to go, which I'm considering I've done a tech check at 9:30. I should have been ready a long time ago. But anyway, that's life. So let's say some good morning to you guys that's here. There's Rena. Hopefully I'm saying that right. I've not seen your name before, so definitely welcome to you anyway. Good morning to you, Michael. Passed on my second attempt, got 47 out of 50, 62, 75 and has perception. Well done to you. Congratulations on passing. And I've not seen your name before, so thank you for breaking the silence and coming to the live and let me know you passed on second attempt. Well done. That's 62, that's amazing. I get confused with motorway studs. I've got a video on my channel that covers that, about a 2-minute video, I think it is, that explains it perfectly with that. Reds on the left. I can do it here with your comment, by the way. Reds on the left, I'll just give you a breakdown of the studs. Reds on the left, white is in the middle, and amber's on the right. Green is slip roads. So if they talk about slip roads, if they talk about green is a slip road, there's nothing to think about with that. So if you can't remember what I just said, red on the left, the white in the middle, amber's on the right. When they ask you the question, because it's a motorway question, like your comment, if you look at your comment, isolate the R, W, A, and it comes in exact order. So all you got to do is work out what they're talking about or where it's located. Isolate the R, W, A, because R's on the left of the W. The W is in the middle of the R and the A is on the right. So simple as that. So literally all you got to do is work out where they're talking about, because sometimes they give the location, left, middle, or right, or sometimes they give the color. Excuse me. And once you work that out, just go to the word motorway and it's right there. RWA is in exact order as the lane. So hopefully that helps you out. If not, jump onto the channel and the video's there and you can see it visually as well. Cool memory. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Good morning, Doran. Just want to say thank you so much. I passed my theory test. Congratulations on passing. And I appreciate you coming to the live and let me know how you got on as well. I've not seen your name before, so welcome to you. Beverly Clark, good morning to you. A day off and you want to come and join me on the live, I appreciate that. If it was my day off, I'll be chilling. But yeah, I appreciate you being there. Ibrahim, good morning to you. I need help understanding the motorway signs and the highway codes and the road markings. That's a lot of stuff that you need to understand. That's rules of the road and motorway signs. There's videos on the channel with that. Motorways are massive sections. It's one of the biggest sections. And road signs, I think it's 147 questions last time I did a video on that. That's a lot. But yeah, it's all on the channel on the Study With Me series and Practice Makes You Better series. I literally just done a video probably about a month ago, 6 weeks ago, on road signs, breaking it down again. But there's lots of videos on the channel about motorway because that's a massive section. Patricia, good morning to you. Nivi, hopefully I'm saying that right. I've not seen your name before, so welcome to you first and foremost. Ernestina, good morning to you. Revise, good morning to you. Summer, hello and welcome back. We spoke last week regarding my dyslexia. I get so much messages. Was it on the live? I'm not gonna lie. I can't remember. I spoke to this week alone. I've spoken to so many people about dyslexia, so I can't keep up with it. But I'm vague. I think it was on the live last week, and we talked about using headphones and stuff like that. But correct me if I'm wrong. But like I said, I've literally spoken to a lot of people this week about dyslexia for some reason. Came up this week massively amount. Emails and WhatsApps. Bree, good morning to you. New watcher, welcome. Every week, every Sunday, just once a week. Every Sunday at 10 a.m. Alison, good morning. On the 25th, that's a couple of weeks from now. I'll stick around. I'm going to do hazard perception demonstration towards the end, just like it is on the real test. That's why I'll do the 20 question first and then hazard perception afterwards. But I've got a deep dive video on my channel if you're really worried about it. Once you know what a hazard is, it's pretty much straightforward. A hazard's a hazard. It doesn't change. What changes is the questions, and that's what you need to pay more attention to. It's very rare that my students, but then again, say I'm teaching them, so it makes a difference between you. Very rare they fail on hazard perception, because once you understand what a hazard is, it doesn't change from video to video. You just have to spot the hazards. But yeah, I'll do a demonstration anyway, so stick around and listen. If you can't stick around, catch the replay. But like I said, I've got a deep dive video on the channel somewhere. I can't pronounce your name, so I'm not even going to attempt to. Good morning, sir. I've been following you on your channel. I had my third test on the 16th. That's this week. Thursday. I think our guys have got this on the 17th, so that's Thursday. Yeah, if you got any questions, this is where you want to be typing them in, and let me send you in there because your test is this week. All right, let me do a quick overview and I'll catch up with the comments because there's over 50 of you here already, and we're not even 10 past 10 yet. All right, appreciate that. All right, so overview. Let's get rid of the comment. Multiple choice. 50 questions. They're multiple choice. If you don't know, they're made up of 14 different categories. And that's why if you watch my videos, I say this every week, I say study category by category so you fully understand it. Because when you go for the real test, it's going to be worded differently. Some of you are still going in there thinking, yep, I've done the app, so I'm getting 47, 48 on the app, I'm fine. No, it doesn't mean to say you will be fine. It means you've got a good chance, but it doesn't mean say you're going to be fine. It's because the questions are worded slightly differently on the real test, and there may be questions that you've never ever seen before. So I would suggest doing category by category and then start working up to your 50 question mock test. And the test is random. So there's 10 of you in the room at the same time taking your theory test. It's going to be 10 different tests. No two tests are the same. That's the reason why you need to know your categories, because one person may get road signs. I think someone said they were struggling on motorway, and one person may get 5 motorway rules, where another person may just get 2. It's luck of the draw. But if your knowledge is strong across the board, you ain't got nothing to worry about. 57 minutes to do the whole testing. Some of you, again, based on comments I'm getting this week on YouTube comments. I do read the YouTube comments, by the way. There's lots of them. I can't just reply to all of them, but I do read them. Some of you are still doing it in 15, 20 minutes and wondering why you're failing. You're failing because you're doing it in 15, 20 minutes. You're doing it way, way, way too quick. If it means taking 57 minutes and passing, then take 57 minutes. To be fair, if you studied properly and in depth, you won't take 57 minutes. But like I said, if you have to take it to get a pass, then take it rather than 15, 20 minutes and failing. That never makes sense to me. Once you've done that, you move on to the hazard perception. which is 14 videos. 13 of them have single hazards. One of them's got a double, which is score a 10. And you need to average 3 across the board. Once the 14 videos finish, if your average is below 3, it's going to be a fail. So you need to average 3, ideally 4s and 5s, a nice 8 or 9 on your double. But I'll do a hazard perception demonstration at the end of this. And what you're looking for in terms of answers is a safe outcome. The theory test is black and white. There's no grey areas. On your driving test, there's grey areas. You have to turn that grey area into safety from the examiner's point of view. But on the theory test, there's no grey areas. It's black or white. It's safe or it isn't. And you're looking for the safe option. If it's not a safe option at your 4 choices, then you're looking for a controlled outcome, which is normally your motorways and your first aid questions. So that's the overview of the theory. So let's take a look what you guys are saying. Will you be doing videos on starting driving tests? Because some of these instructors take advantage. I'm not sure what you mean by instructors take advantage. I won't be doing driving videos. I just ain't got the time. Literally haven't got the time anymore. It's something I wanted to do. There is a few driving test videos on my channel, but I just haven't got the time. It takes ages to set the cameras up, let alone film it. So answer that question is no. But what do you mean by instructors take advantage? Interesting to know what you mean by that. Veronica, welcome to you. First of all, I've not seen your name before, so welcome to the channel. Thank you for coming to the live and let me know that you actually passed. So congratulations. Joe Allen, God, it's been a while. How are you? "58 days, 2 months." Hopefully your test ready at this point in time with your instructor. The only thing I could suggest that I give my pupils is the night before the test, do what you normally do. If you normally have something to eat, have something to eat. If as much as you may be nervous, still have something to eat if your body's used to it, because it needs to feel it's expecting something. Go to bed at the normal times. These are all basic stuff to make sure the body chemistry, because when you're nervous, the adrenaline and your body chemistry messes things up if you change it. So if you normally get 8 hours sleep, get 8 hours sleep. You may not sleep, but at least try. On the day of a test, just think safety. That's what I say to my people. So when I teach them, that's what I say to you. Come to a giveaway line, ask the question, is it safe? Is it safe to go? Is it safe? All it is it safe? If you get a yes, go ahead and do what you need to do. If it's a no, then obviously don't. If it's a don't know, don't do it. The worst case, if you could have gone at a giveaway line, for example, and you come back as a don't know, the worst case he could mark it down is undue hesitation. But if you go when it's not safe, then it's going to be a straight fail. So that's the way I teach my pupils. It's always ask, is it safe for me to go? Is it safe for me to go through? What's the safest thing for me to do? Because you want the brain to give you the answer quickly. And if you ask a direct question, it give you a direct answer. If you, for example, at the giveaway line, if you say, can I go? Then the brain's going to analyze it to death. How fast the car's coming? Is it signaling? Is it flashing you? Blah, blah, blah. But if you say, is it safe? The brain will say yes or no. Because the brain is designed to protect you. So it will give you the quickest, safest option. Take your time. On the day of a test, the examiner's going to park you up on the left a minimum 4 times, which is uphill, downhill, level grade, angle start. Every time he parks you up, I suggest you go handbrake neutral, come off the pedals, chill. And he will say to you, drive on when you're ready. It is when you're ready. And what he's looking for is your blind spots. Do not forget your blind spots. Take your time in terms of moving off. It's giving you that break so you can chill, take the advantage. And the last comment I would make is on your maneuvers, whatever ones he gives you reversing, take your time. You only get 1 maneuver. He's only going to see you reverse once. If he's got a doubt, he may not pass you for that. The driving, he will see enough left turns, right turns to make an overall decision. Enough roundabouts, but on the reversing, he only sees you once. So take your time to make sure you give him the end result. If it's a bay parking, finish within the lines. If it's parallel park, finish reasonably close to the curb. Reversing on the right, make sure observations. What people do is just reverse back in a straight line, check your mirrors. That's the easiest one to do, parking up on the right, but it's also the easiest one to fail for observations. But I can't stress, just take your time because you're not in a rush. All examiners saying, look, show me why you're here. Show him. Don't do anything different. But hopefully that helps you out, and practice that on your lessons. But I wish you good luck with that. Come back and let me know how you got on. 58 days is this side of Christmas, right? So hopefully that goes well for you, and it's a early Christmas present for you. Miriam, good morning. All right, let's start the mock test, and then sorry, I'm just reading paths. First of all, welcome. I've not seen your name before. How to clear? Can you explain easy tricks? I'm assuming you mean how to pass. Can I explain easy tricks? There's no easy tricks, just study. That's the easiest way. When you do tricks, if the tricks doesn't come off, then you're going to fail. But if you study, you're passing either way. All right, let me do the mock test. Sorry, going blank then. Share screen. All right, so those of you, let's get the cursor up so you can see where I'm going to point. Right, for those of you that are new, we read the question, what can excessive or uneven, what can cause, see my dyslexia is kicking in, what can cause excessive or uneven tile wear? So always read the question. If there's an image, this is for the real test I'm talking about as well. Read the question carefully like I just did because I missed that cause, my dyslexia kicking in Sunday morning. If there's an image, look at the image because sometimes there's clues in the image. If there's anyone that comes up, I can show you that trick as well. And when you go to answer, please put the question numbers. In this case, 1. If you think it's A, put 1A. There's a delay between me and YouTube and you and YouTube. If the question number is not there, I'm not going to show it on screen. You've taken the time to type it out. I like to show it. So, but I can only show it if you show the question number to make sure we're on the right page. So go ahead with that, and I will catch up with the comments. I am enjoying my Sunday morning. I enjoyed the live, so definitely it's a good start to my day. But welcome. I'm not seeing your name before, so welcome to you. Good morning to you, Jennifer E. Good morning. If you, Miriam, you got your exam tomorrow. First of all, wish you the best of luck with that. If you got any questions, this is the time to type in while we're live. Let's send you in there nice and confident. Early December. Oh, you got plenty of time. Early December. As long as you put the work in, you got plenty of time. Lots of Sunday lives. Bruno, good morning to you. I can't pronounce your name, so I won't try because my pronunciation is really poor. Thank you for passing my test on second attempt by watching your videos. Congratulations on passing, and appreciate you guys. Let me just quickly say, you guys that's come in, especially when I've not seen your name before, to say that you've passed, it means a lot because it means I'm doing something right. Even if you guys are failing and you come in and tell me that, again, it just means I need to just do a bit more videos and work a little bit harder to get you guys to pass. So I get appreciation from it, and I do get motivation from keep going doing this as well. So thank you for that. Chidi, good morning. Jennifer E, thanks for your videos. There you go. I like that. Thank you for that information. And let me just read this out. Thank you, for, Jennifer E. Thanks for your videos. They were immensely helpful. I had my theory test a few days ago. Half of my questions were from the app. Quarter were common knowledge. The other quarter entirely new. And that's what I'm talking about. You don't know how your test is going to be made up. Again, I stress categories. Someone just asked me what's the quickest or tricks to quickly pass it. Learning categories is the only way. Don't get me wrong. Can you do tricks? Can you skim read? Blah, blah, blah. Can you cram? Of course you can. But it's going to catch up with you on your driving lessons. Becky, good morning to you. 46 out of 50, 57. Though results said I didn't click a video well. So yeah, you got high scores. You got enough 5s, enough 4s to cover the shortfall. That's why you need 5s and 4s on your videos. If you're just scraping 2s and 3s, you're struggling to pass that. Because if you do mess up on the day, nerves happen. you may get a couple of zeros, but if you get enough fives and fours across the board, you're going to be fine. All right, let me get these answers up. Number one, I'll come back to your comments. There's so many of you here. Football aficionados. I like that. It's like you guys are going for D, 40 bros. Yeah, 40 brake system. Why do MOT tests include an exhaust emissions test? First of all, promise good morning to you, Patricia. I'm going to do a demonstration after this, Patricia, if you stick around. If not, watch the replay. The best time to, you click twice per problem. That's your problem. You even said it here. Let me just read your comment. Please, sir, is there an interval within which to click? The interval is between the 5 and the 1. There's a countdown window you're trying to click between. To be honest, the window is 5 to 1, but obviously you want to be clicking between 5 and 3, 2s and 1s. As much as the 2s and 1s add up, you want 5s and 3s, 5 to 3. And then you went on, I always click as soon as the sight's the hazard, not when it's in close view. Yes, you click when you see the hazard, and then you count 2. You count 1, 2, and then you click again. So if the first click was too early, the second one would land in the 5 or the 4. So you click twice per problem. Yeah, like I said, promise I've not seen your name before, so welcome to you. Appreciate you breaking your silence to introduce yourself. Stella, good morning. Christian. I'm glad the playlist helped. So congratulations on passing. Again, I've not seen your name before, so welcome to you. Good morning, Vanessa. Joe, you are welcome, mate. 10th of December. Oh, 15 days before Christmas. Hopefully that's a nice Christmas present for you. When you say it was? So let's go back. 10th of December. Oh, the kids are still at school, then. It would be nice to just have it when you're on the Christmas break where the road's a little bit more quieter. Joe, where are you taking your test? Just out of interest. Just out of interest, where are you taking your test? The last thing you want is the Christmas shoppers out there. See, I'm thinking like a driving instructor when pupils book their tests around December. There's certain things you want to avoid. Sorry, number 2. Let me get the 2s. Because Christmas shoppers are unpredictable. Right, guys, gone for D. Yeah, it's an environment question. Exhaust emissions. Anything that's going to save the planet. Oh, this is a new first aid question. You're performing cardiopulmonary, can't say it, resuscitation CPR on a 6-year-old child. How is it different to performing CPR on an adult? Okay. Danielle, good morning to you. Pass the test. Congratulations on passing. Good morning. Good morning. 4th attempt. At least you persevered and went through it. Passed it. Now what you want to do is go and get your driver's license so you don't have to resit it. 45 out of 55. Congratulations. plugger. Did my theory test in 20 minutes and passed. It worked for you. 49 out of 50. Congrats. Oh, missed it by 1. Maybe if you took 25 minutes, you would have got 50 out of 50. I'm only joking, but congratulations on passing. And thank you for coming to the live and let me know. You are welcome. Again, 49, score 49 on the multiple choice. Again, missed it by 1. And 61 has a perception. These are high scores. Anything for me personally, round about the 60 mark on a has a perception is, I think that's brilliant. To get that on the day when the pressure's on. Good morning, Don. I've passed my practical test. I passed my practical. So you were a driver, Sylvester. Congratulations. And have referred you to lots of. Appreciate the share. I really appreciate it. And especially you guys on YouTube sharing the channel. Appreciate that as well. But congratulations on passing, Sylvester. Just drive safely. What are we on 3? Let's find the 3s. Right, here we go. Alison, you've gone for a C. I've got to C. I've not read the answers yet, but I've got to assume D's correct because the majority has gone for D. But we'll break it down in a second. Right, D is what you guys have gone for. 6-year-old child, has it different? 4 to, yeah, child, 6-year-old child, 4 to 5 centimeters in one hand. With an adult, it's 2 hands and 5 to 6 centimeters. And who was it? Alison went for a C. We'll see. Use 2 fingers. You can only use 2 fingers and press down 1 to 2 centimeters. That's a toddler. And you turn them face down. With a toddler, you turn them face down in your palm. And then it's two fingers and you go through the back 1 to 2 centimeters. But a child, a 6-year-old child, is from the front and use 1 hand. But that's for a C, it's for a toddler. You're driving on a motorway and have to slow. Sorry, it's dyslexia. Hold on 1 second. You're driving on a motorway and have to slow down suddenly due to a hazard. How can you warn drivers behind of a hazard? That makes no sense in my brain, but hopefully that makes sense to you. I think it's 2 early in the morning for me this today. Let's read that again for me. Okay, now I've got it. All right. Mark Anthony, welcome. I did my test last week, got 48, missed it by 2, the 50, and 40 out of 75. So that was a 44. You've got 4 shorts. I clicked too much on hazard perception. The system didn't record my click. But if it didn't record your click, how did you know you clicked too many times? It's not the system. It's either you clicked too many times and it gave you zeros because you clicked too many times, or you didn't click at the right times. It's got nothing to do with the system. The system's on point. And that, as much as you've felt that you don't want to blame the system, you want to take accountability. You did not click at the right times, or you clicked too many times. But you can't say the system didn't register your click. The main thing here, though, like I said, if you guys fail your theory test, you have data. So in this case, Mark has got 48, so it looks like his knowledge is on point. I wouldn't neglect it, still study, because when you go back, it's a 50 different questions, but at least your knowledge is on point. Your hazard perception is weak. You just need to practice the, I'll call the 2-click method. Because if you're clicking too many times, that means you don't know what the hazard is. That's the only reason why you click too many times. You don't know what you're clicking on. So that is what you need to practice on. And then hopefully you get it next time round. So I wish you luck with that. Toyin, good morning, Dora. My husband passed his test, introduced me to your channel. Well, first of all, thank you for being here, and thank your husband to passing the channel on to you. And I hope you pass next time out. TS International News. First of all, I've not seen you before, so congratulations on being here. It looks like you passed as well. Yeah, congratulations on passing. I don't know if I'm the only one doing that, but it's stuff that I use with my students and they get success, so I'll pass it on to you guys. It's not something I just talk about or don't trial myself. But thank you for the words, though. I appreciate that. Yolanda, good morning, Dawn. How are you? I won't be watching today as I need to revise road signs and road markers for a practical test. For the practical test. Thanks for the... All right, so I was wondering why... Sorry, this is how my brain's working. First of all, congratulations on taking your practical test. But the question I got asked myself is, why are you revising road signs and road markings for the practical test? That should be done while you're taking practical lessons. That's 67 on 75 out of 75. Well done to you, though. Right, so what are we on? 4? Let's get the 4s. Nista's gone for C. Again, I got to assume B's are correct because most of you have gone for B. Right, B is a common answer. That's got to be hazard light, surely, because it's got hazard in the answer. Let me quickly show you something. Most of you got it right anyway, but what you want to do, that's why I say read the questions very carefully, because sometimes there's clues in the questions. It's got hazard ahead and it's got hazard here. And based on the answer, only one of these have got hazard in it. So there's a link there, hence why it's B. Someone went for C, I think it was. Switch on your headlights. Headlights is only for nighttime or visibility is less than 100 meters. So like I said, there's a clue here, and a clue there. That's why I keep saying to you guys, read the questions carefully, because sometimes there's clues in the question as well as the answer. Get rid of that. It was a B. What type of vehicle could you expect to meet in the middle of the road? And again, look at the image. The clue's right there. What is this? You are well. Congratulations on passing, and thank you for coming to the live and telling me. 48. Again, missed it by 2. And 58 on the hazards. Felicia. Good morning. Again, Felicia. Congratulations on passing. I've not seen your name before, I don't think. Or your avatar. So congratulations on passing. Again, thank you guys for coming to the live and just saying, you know what, I've passed. Well done to all of you. So Yolanda's saying you're advised to read all the categories and take your time during the test. It's so helpful and on point. Again, like I said, can you pass by cramming? Yes. Can you pass by doing it in 15, 20 minutes? Yes. Should you? No. Because as I said, you need it for your driving lessons. So at some point, the shortfall will come up. Yeah, click too many times. As I said, you can't say it didn't register your click. It registered your clicks. Hence why cheat detection, you're clicking too many times. And the reason why you're clicking too many times, because you don't know what a hazard is. The common reason for someone to click too many times is because they don't know what a hazard is or don't know when to click or what they're clicking for. It's still a lack of knowledge. Because if you click on things that exist, it doesn't add up to too many clicks. So you just need to, like I said, your questions are on point. Still study the questions, because when you go back, different 50 questions, you just need to work out what a hazard is. And then once you know what a hazard is, then click twice per problem. And that solves that issue. And if you stick around to the end, I will do a demonstration for you. But you should get it nailed down. If you haven't already, someone's gone for a D. If you haven't already, I'll definitely get another one booked, because like I said, your knowledge on the questions is on point. There's no point delaying it while it's still fresh. Get another one booked. Hazard perceptions easily solvable. Sorry, you guys are on 5A. Low bridge. So that's the clue. The bridge is low. So anything like a lorry, they can do it with, they can give it answers lorry or a bus would be the other option, or they can do it collectively and say high-sided vehicles. That's the three answers you can get on the real test. Lorry, bus, or lorry, bus, or a high-sided vehicle are the three ways they can word it on the real test. Which driving technique can help you save fuel? Yolanda, no, I returned to study the highway code with road signs and road markings, as I want to recognize the signs on the posts and road layout on test route. I'll be honest, Yolanda, if you was my student, I'd be worried. If you got a driving test coming up, if you was my pupil and you got a driving test coming up and you have to go back to study road signs and road markings for the driving test, me personally as an instructor, I ain't done my job properly. I'm not understanding why you need to study road signs and road markings. That's like memorizing the theory tests. That's what it comes down to. Road signs and road markings, you should know from the, that's what I keep saying. Go back to what I said before. You got a category road signs on the theory test, right? So you said, I'm return to studying highway code, road signs and road markings. That's in the theory test. 147 questions, as I mentioned, one of the biggest sections, hence why it's so big. And you said you want to go back to recognizing signs on the post and road layouts on test routes. That's like memorizing the theory test. And I'll tell you why. All right, so you recognize the signs and road markings. What happens if there's temporary traffic lights? What happens if there's a breakdown? Then you're memorizing signs. You're not dealing with the situation live. Driving is dealing with the situations live. So by doing that, what you're saying is road markings tells me to do this, but if the situation is different in front of you, then you're going to struggle. That's the reason that would worry me if you was my student going for a driving test, that you've got to be going back to that. Don't get me wrong, if that's what you want to do to give you confidence, whatever it is, you know your circumstances better than I do. But for me, that's memorizing the theory tests. You're memorizing driving routes. You need to act on what you see in front of you. Again, for example, if there's a dust cart, because on our test routes, Tuesdays and Fridays is dust cart day. So my students' road markings goes out the window if a dust cart's double parked. So it's stuff like that you got to deal with. Bus lanes is a different situation. So fire engines, ambulances, different situation. Road marking goes out the window in those situations. So that's what I'm saying. So just be careful with it. But like I said, you know you, and you know what your circumstances are. 6. And again, I can't stress enough, I'm going to keep saying it like a parrot. That's the reason why you study the theory test inside out, because road signs, road markings, you need it for your theory test, for your driving lessons. Selena, how are you? How's the driving going? Long time we haven't spoken. 6C. Oh, this is interesting. Some of you gone for D. Someone's gone for a C. Someone's gone for a B. I have to assume D is correct because that's the majority. D, missing out some gears. Yeah, this is called block gear changes. Skipping gears saves fuel. And some of you went for B, but accelerate. Once you got sharply, let's put this up. Once you got sharply in your answer, it's going to be wrong. There's no, that doesn't never lead to safety. And what's the other one? C, using low gears as often. Using low gears, for those of you doing manual or automatic even, because you guys don't have gears in automatic, so it's important that you understand that. Using low gears as often as possible burns fuel, because low gears are power gears that drive the car slowly but burns more fuel. So if you're using it as often as possible, you're burning fuel. It's asking you which one saves fuel. So sharply is never going to be correct. Using low gears as often as possible, you don't want to be doing that when it's not necessary. Using gears in each turn is going up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Skipping gears saves fuel in the long run, and that's called a block gear change. So that's the reason why it's that one, just in case you guys didn't know. Oops, I'll change on to look here. A collision has just happened. An injured person is lying in a busy road. What's the first thing you should do? Prince, good morning. I missed my practical test. Practical, that's driving on the 22nd of September. Wow. I'll quickly reschedule for. You're lucky you got one so soon. Congratulations on passing, by the way. Well done to you. Good thing you didn't make them missing the tests kind of destroy you, because that would be gutting to miss that. And this is Joe, if you're still there, this is what I said to you. Princess put here, missed the practical test on the 22nd due to fatigue from work. And that's the reason why I say get a lot of rest the night before, but only the rest that you normally get. I repeat, if you get 8 hours sleep, get 8 hours sleep. If 6 hours, get 6 hours. If you go to bed earlier than normal, the body wakes up tired because that's not what it's used to. And then with the nerves and the adrenaline going, the body chemistry is wrong. Had the wrong key. Hopefully I'm saying that correct. Thanks. I've not seen your name before, so first of all, welcome. 25th of September, when school's 48, missed it by 266. That's perception. Congratulations on passing. And thank you for coming to the live and let me know. Where the sevens? You guys are all gone for A. Oh, spot too soon. Someone's gone for a B. You're going to have to assume A is correct because not all of you, or most of you could be wrong. 7A, what's the question? What's the first thing you should do? Warn other traffic. How do you warn other traffic? Place a triangle 45 meters away, or put your hazard lights on 45 meters away. It's the other version of the question. On the real test I'm talking about. What do these motorway signs mean? Good, thank you. I've been having mock driving tests. Oh, right, okay, so you're preparing, but seem to be struggling with parking and not sure how to get past this. What parking are we talking about, Selena? Bay parking, parallel parking? Let me know. I may be able to help you with that. Put it in the chat what parking you're struggling with. You're doing mock tests. Are you got a test date coming up as well? Put that in the chat. What parking you're struggling with, And have you got a test date coming up? I'll see if I can help you with the parking. I passed my driving theory test right for the time. 46 multiple choice, 64 in hazard drop. Molly, hopefully I'm saying that correct. First of all, I've not seen your name before or your avatar. So first of all, welcome. Congratulations on passing. 64 on hazard perception is brilliant. Got your driving test booked for January. When you say bring it forwards, do you mean as in this year, or do you mean push it back? Which one are you talking about? If you're looking to bring it forwards, if you're ready, that is, what you can do is download one of the apps out there. Test Shift is one that my pupils tend to use. Type in the details of your driving tests. Tell them when you want it, where you want it, and they will start to look for a earlier date for you if that's what you're trying to do. You can use the same one if you're pushing it back, to be fair. Test Shift. There's others out there, but Test Shift is what my students use, so I only recommend what I know about. But congratulations on passing, though. But only bring your test forward if you're ready for it, though. Don't bring it forward if you're not, and then try to get ready for it. I'd leave it where it is. But again, you and your instructor will have that conversation. Sorry, I just want to put this. Sorry, all right, let me do this first. Sorry. All right, most of you gone for A. I'm not sure why you typing that in there, whether you're trying to get a message to me or something. I'm not sure about that. Just make that clear. So I just want to bring this up. I don't know if it's referring to this question before, because I can't go back to the question once I move on. What is the busy road is a motorway? The question is not explicit, so it could be B as well. And then I saw something that you did. I think you put what if. So if I can find it. What if? Let me see if that makes sense to me now. What if? I'm not sure if you're relating to this question, but the question is straightforward. You're overthinking that. What do these motorway signs mean? That's all he's asking. And the answer is countdown markers. So I'm not understanding. I'm not sure if you're relating to this question or whatever, because it doesn't say nothing about busy. So I'm not understanding why you're bringing it up. Once you start to add stuff into the theory test, by the way, stuff like, if it's related to this question, busy, you're going to come up with the wrong answer because it's a different question. That's one thing you must not do with the theory test, take things out or add things in. If this is what they're talking about, just deal with this information. Once you start adding things in or take things out, it's a different question. So the brain's looking for a different answer relating to it. It's just asking, what do they mean? Their countdown markers, 300 yards, 200, 100. It's as simple as that. You said it could be B. They warn of police control ahead. No, it doesn't. The distance markers to the next telephone. No, they're not. And the countdown markers to a bridge. No, they're not. Simple as that. Just motorway. Blue and white signs are motorway signs. How should you rejoin the motorway after a breakdown on a hard shoulder? Yolanda, yes, you have said it. It's said it as it is like the theory test, and I would acknowledge traffic on the road changes every day, but I need to feel comfortable with recognizing signs I wouldn't normally. Where are you taking your test? Or where are you taking, Yolanda, where are you taking your driving lesson? I still, like, for me personally, right? I don't want to go on about this, but let's read this again to make sure I got the full gist of it. but I need to feel comfortable with recognizing signs that I wouldn't normally. What signs wouldn't you recognize? A triangle's a triangle, circle's a circle, blue circles are blue circles. When it comes to driving, they're pretty much straightforward. You should be doing this by now in your driving lessons. But like I said, you have to do you. I'm not going to change. If it makes you feel comfortable, that's the most important thing. If my pupils want to do that, I'm not changing it. I'm not going to talk them out of it. Don't see the point, but I wouldn't talk them out of it because you have to. Everyone's different. I wouldn't be doing that. But like I said, everybody's different. So I can't put my beliefs onto you. My test is booked for January, and the parking I'm struggling with is forward bay park on the left and right and reverse park left and right. Let me come back to that in a minute, Selena. This goes back to the previous question. And yeah, like I said, Joe, and thank you for that clarity. I can't go back to the questions to see what it was. I don't even remember what the question was, to be honest, either. So, yeah, sorry, I can't go back to give more clarity on that. Such as no vehicle signs with time restrictions. Thank you for today's lesson. Have a nice day. Such as no vehicle signs. Okay. You have a nice day too. Veronica, welcome. Congratulations on passing. Someone's gone for a B. Don't have to put your name because your name is on the avatars at the top. Don't have to put your name. Just put the letter and number. There's quite a few of you gone for a B for some reason. Actually, trying to break down. What's the common answer? A. And then go for B. A. Build up speed on the hard shoulder before looking for a safe. Okay. It's A all day long. I'll tell you why. Let me. Again, some of you are missing. Go if those of you that was here at the beginning when I've done the overview, and I said to you, the answer you're looking for is a safe outcome or a controlled outcome. Look here, right here. It's got safe in the word. I know it's got safe here as well, but it says wait until a vehicle in the left-hand lane signals to you that it's safe to join. Go back to what signals can the person on the motorway give you? Flash their lights or wave you. And if you stick to the theory test, flashing the lights and waving you is warning of their presence, not for you to go. That's the reason why this is not the safe option, because they are signaling to you. No one should signal to you to let you go. So technically that's unsafe. But this one leads to safety. You build up your speed on the hard shoulder before looking for a safe gap in the traffic. And that's how you break things down if you don't know what the answer is. But once it's got safe in there, shortlist it and then break it down. Like I said, that does not lead to safety because someone signaled you. There's no signal for letting you go. You're in a line of traffic. What action should you take if a driver behind is following very closely? I think I've done that one. Oh, Veronica. First of all, second, I scored 43 in the practical 60. Sorry, this is just a teacher in me. You got 43 out of 50. Congratulations on passing. Thank you for letting me know that you passed. Thank you for being here. But 43, look at the paperwork. Make sure road signs, road markings, motorway rules is not a weakness on your practical, on your theory test, because you need that knowledge for your driving. I would just brush up on that. Like I said, I'm just a teacher. If my students came and said they got 43, I'm making them restudy those particular categories because you need it. Similar to what Yolanda was saying about restudying her signs, because that's what I said. If your knowledge is already weak on the theory test, even though you've passed it, it will highlight on your driving lessons. So I would just double check that. As I was saying, pass or fail, you have data with your theory test, and you can apply the knowledge you need from that for your driving lessons. Right, I'm with you. Question 7 was, you're on a busy road and a collision has happened. What's the first thing you do? Not. It says the first thing is to do is warn traffic. Whether it's busy or quiet, you want to warn traffic that there's something going on to make the area safe. And the way you do that, like I said, place a triangle 45 meters away, so you're making it safe. They know there's a problem coming. So regardless of whether it's busy or not busy, they have been warned, which makes the area safer. So hopefully that makes sense. But I appreciate Agatha for clearing that up question wise. 10. C. Again, I got to assume D is correct because you can't have that many people going for D and being wrong. Okay, let's take a look at what the question is. D, slow down, gradually increase the gap between you and the vehicle in front. That sounds good to me. And what's the other option? We've got C. Move over to a position just left of center line of the road. That's turning right. Just left of center is turning right. Yeah, you're now positioned your car to turn right. That's why that's wrong. You're traveling on a road that has road humps. What should you do when the driver in front is traveling more slowly than you? All right, Selena, let me come back to your comment. My test is booked in January. Oh, just after Christmas. If it's in the first week of January, you're laughing. Roads are dead. But if it's slightly after, then things go back to normal. Forward Bay Park on the right and right. My test is booked for January and parking. I'm struggling with. So it's just Bay Parking you're struggling with. You should be practicing with the instructor. Send me an email. So I've got your email address again, because I'm not sure if I still got it from the boot camp. And I've got a diagram that can help you with Bay Parking. I'll email it across to you. Email it for the front one, sorry, for the back one. For the front reverse, the way that I normally teach my students with the front reverse, treat it like a right turn. Driving, let me explain what I mean by that. Driving is recyclable information. That's how I explain to my students. Driving is just a handful of core skills. There's a lot to driving, but it's a handful of core skills, because moving off is moving off. Whether you move off at zebra crossings, traffic lights, roundabouts, it's the same. Stopping is the same. Turning left is the same. Turning right is the same. For example, when you turn right at crossroads, it's no different from turning right at mini roundabouts. That's all mini roundabouts are. They are just junctions being converted into roundabouts. So driving is recyclable info. So let me explain what I mean by this for reversing. When you turn right into a side road, you have the curb on your left and you have the hazard lines to your right. So you aim for your side of the road. Treat the Bay Park as the same. So when you're turning right, just have the line to your left as the curb and the line to your right as the hazard lines. And the eyes will now try to aim you in between the lines. Rather than see it as a Bay Park, just look at it as you turning right. And when you're doing it, if you're going to the right, be far left as possible so you can drive and straighten yourself up and drive in and tweak it. When you're doing it to the left, it's a left turn. The curb is to your left, the hazard line's to your right, do the same thing. So visualize it as a turn left, turn right, not as a Bay Park. It makes life a little bit easier. But send me an email on this and I will email you over the diagram that I give to my students. It may help you out with that as well. It's got the steps on there as well that you can practice with your instructor. Bay Park that's Bay Park forwards. The one I'm going to give you with the diagram is Bay Park backwards. It shows you reference points. With that, I do give reference points. But Bay Park forward, I don't give reference points because, like I said, they know to turn left, they know to turn right. Sorry, number 11. Just train your brain to see as turning left and right rather than Bay Park. It makes life so much easier. Because the brain can overcomplicate stuff sometimes. Like you guys are going for B on this. Yeah, slow down, stay behind. It's the safest option. You're approaching a busy junction. What should you do when at the last moment you realize you're in the wrong lane? Remember, if you guys got any questions, please feel free to type it in. Should I email the support email address? Yeah, because you're part of the boot camp. Yeah, still email with that. Otherwise, it goes to the general public email, and I may not see it until next week. If you email that, I'll see it straight away. Jeremy, thanks. First of all, I've not seen your name before, so welcome to the channel, or the live, shall I say. Thank you for that. Well done for passing. Congratulations. You didn't download the app, just the videos. It worked for you. Brilliant. Yeah, lack of test dates are out there. Just keep looking. Different times of the day, different days of the week. It's going to take you a few logins to get a test date, unfortunately. Right, so I've got the 12. Oh, some more coming through. Hold on 1 second. I've got A on here as well. A. Right, but the common answer is B. Continuing that lane is going to be the correct answer. A. 12A. Has A safe? Stop until the area has cleared. This is busy junction, and you're going to stop in a busy junction and wait till the area is cleared. The reason why it's continuing that lane, you can't fail your driving test for going the wrong way, just in case you didn't know. So the examiner will say to you, I would like you to take the next road to the left. I would like you to take the next road to the right. In other words, if you can do it safely, do it. If you can't do it safely, then just drive past it. You can't fail for going the wrong way. The test is about driving ability, not following instructions. How can you avoid wheel spin when you're driving on an icy road? No, you can't. It's busy as well. That's the key. It's busy. If you by stopping, you're making it dangerous. Remember, you're supposed to be making things safer, not more dangerous for other people. It's like 13C. Chi, not seen it before, so welcome to you. You've gone for a D. Interesting this morning. You guys are split on the answers. I got a D and I got a C and I've got B's. So B, C's, D's. You guys are split between on this. I'll explain why the answer is what it is in a minute. So let's keep jumping. There we go. I've got a full house on there. A, C's, B's, and D's. That's interesting. How can you avoid wheel spin in? I've got A's, C's, B's, and I've got the full house. All right, let's break it down. Process of elimination. This, if you don't know what the answer is, obviously, you guys are split on this. So this is what you would do. This was your real test. How can you avoid wheel spin in when you're driving on an icy road? So you break it down. A, brake gently and repeatedly. Let's get my marker up. You would never brake repeatedly, regardless of whether it's ice, dry, rain. So we get rid of this one. That's never, you don't drive braking repeatedly. Use parking brake if the wheel starts. You never use parking brake while the car's in motion. So we get rid of this one. Drive at slow speeds in the highest gear possible. It's got slow. It's ice. That sounds safe. So we can leave that one for now. Drive in a low gear at all times. You can't do this because if the speed requires you to be in third gear, you're saying I'm going to be in first or second gear at all times. But like I said, if you're doing a third gear speed, fourth gear speed, you're not changing. So by default, you're left with this one. But the key here is drive at slow speeds, which is what you want on icy roads. And the reason why, let's get rid of these red markers. The reason why you're driving at slow speeds in the highest gear possible, for those of you doing manual and automatic, because automatic don't have gears, so you guys struggle with gears. Highest gear possible is weak. You do not want power on ice and snow. So you want the weakest gear possible so you're not doing wheel spins. The way that I normally explain it in the boot camp is if you imagine that there's a bus just down the road and there's ice and snow inside your house and you try to sprint for that bus, your feet's going to slip and slide all over the place because you are got power and you're going to slip and slide all over the place. So that's the right reason why it's the highest gear, because the gear is weak. But the key is slow on ice and snow. So hopefully that helps you out, guys out who went for A, B's, and D's. This is what I'm saying about understanding the question and looking for clues. What should the driver of the grey car be especially aware of? Fatima, welcome. Yesterday. It's probably still on cloud 9, so congratulations on passing. Silent listener broke silence. I appreciate you breaking the silence. 45 has perception 55. Thank you so much. You are welcome. Thank you for breaking the silence. It helps encourage other people. Low gear in water, high gear in ice. Easy. Yeah, low gear is in water, so you don't splash. That's your forward question and answer. Because it's power, can take you through the water, but not splashing. And high gear, yep, for ice and snow, because weak, no wheel spin. Chichi, good morning, sir. Being a quiet follower for about 3 months now. You broke in silence. Well done for breaking the silence. Appreciate that. Took my ferry test on the 2nd of October, which was some point last week. Score was 41. 60 has perception. Right. Has perception sorted. 41. That's 9 questions wrong. That's going to be at least 5 categories. You have data now, Chichi. So hopefully what you would have done is look at the paperwork, see the categories you got those questions wrong in, restudy those categories and go again. But 41's 9 questions wrong, not far off. Let's put a little bit of work in now to get over the line. Hi, Doing, would you use a low gear when moving off from a hill so that you don't accelerate too much when going down? You mean a downhill? That's a good question, to be fair. Would I use a low gear? No, because low gear's power. Personally, if it's downhill, I wouldn't. It got me thinking. If it's automatic, that takes care of itself. If you're talking about a manual, when I teach my pupils moving off downhill, I get them to just put the clutch down, take off the handbrake. They've got the foot brake down, clutch down, take off the handbrake, ease off the brake slightly. The car starts to move anyway, and then they slowly bring the clutch up. The gas makes the car go fast, not the clutch. So it doesn't really matter what gear you move off in. But I just stay in first gear, keep life simple. So to answer your question, would I use a low gear? Yes, I'll move off in first. I wouldn't use any gas. I'll just ease off the handbrake and let the car start to roll, and then bring the clutch up slowly to gain control. But you had me thinking there, though. You're doing it on a Sunday morning for me. 14. All right, looks like you're all agreeing on this one. All gone for B. No problem. Yeah, just put that little bit of extra study in it. Like I said, you got the data there. Just because it's got to be 41 is about 5 or 6 categories. So you're not far off on that one. You guys are all gone for B. Yeah, lack of space. As instructors, we teach less space, less speed. So yeah, doors opening. On the real test, they can say a child stepping out or pedestrian stepping out. Which vehicles are prohibited from using the motorway? BB, I've not seen your name before, so welcome. 20th October. Nerves is a natural thing. That's nothing you can do about that. Just make sure the nerves don't control you on the day. If you do feel when you go in there like you're panicking, then what I normally do to explain to my students, just sit back in your seat, chill. You've got 57 minutes, you've got more than enough time. If you try to think through the nervousness and panicking, the brain will just choose an answer just to get out of that situation. So just take a step back, take some deep breaths, make sure the brain gets oxygen. But nerves is natural. There's nothing you can do about that at all. But you can control it where possible. Fighter. I failed 4 times. Hazard, please advise. If you're failing 4 times on hazard perception, you don't know what hazard is. It's simple as that. So if you're passing the question side of it, if you said to me you're failing it's the same to be fair. If you're failing the questions 4 times, it's because you don't know what they're asking or understanding the question. But you're saying you're failing the hazard perception 4 times, that's because you don't know what hazard is. It's as simple as that. If you know what hazard is, you wouldn't fail 4 times. So I will do a demonstration at the end as well, so I'll explain that. But I have got a deep dive video on the channel, got quite a few of them. So I would suggest you go off and watch those. Or stick around to the end where I can explain. And you can ask questions afterwards. Sorry, 15. You are welcome. With your trick questions. 15, I'm trying to find 15. Okay. Right, so it looks like you guys are agreeing on this one. There you go. Selena was in the boot camp, so she obviously got lots of tips from there. Yeah, just don't the brain. Sorry, but the brain can make you do stuff that you don't want to be doing. You just don't know it. Like I said, for driving lessons, driving test, and the theory test, you just have to try to stay calm as possible. And that's why I say with the questions, don't overthink it. With your driving lessons, to my pupils, don't overthink it. Just ask yourself, is it safe? But if you give the brain the information or the tools it needs, it will bail you out. So if you feel panic, don't keep thinking and forcing it to think in a panic situation. Just sit back in your seat, chill. You got, like I said, you got 57 minutes. Right. A seems to be the common answer. So yeah. These guys are allowed on the dual carriageway, but they're not allowed on the motorway. You stopped on a hard shot of a motorway and use the emergency telephone. Where's the best place to wait for help to arrive? Well, those of you who got a theory test coming up and or driving test, you are going to feel nervous. Like I said, it's natural to feel nervous, but just try to make sure the nerves don't control you. Hopefully you know your stuff, so that should keep you calmer in those situations. Because especially for a driving test, if a pupil of mine turns up on the day and says, I'm not feeling nervous, it makes me worried, because you do need the nerves, the adrenaline, just to keep you a little bit more focused. If you turn up and you're not nervous at all, then the question I ask myself, do you really care? If you do, it means a lot. So you will feel a little bit of anxiety, stress, some cases panic. Even when for example, when I get check tested, when the examiner sits in the back of my car, watch me give a driving lesson, I still get nervous, and I've been instructor for 30 years. But the difference is I know my stuff, so it keeps me calm, but I'm still nervous as hell. So I know exactly what you guys go through when it comes to test day. Well, you guys are going for B. Yeah, well away from the carriageway. Stay safe, ideally behind the barrier. You're on a motorway. When can you use hazard warning lights? Someone's gone for a D. Juliana went for a D. Remember, while we're on, if you guys got any questions, especially if you've got a test coming up soon, I've just frozen, so hopefully it's still going at live. If you guys got any questions, please feel free to type it in before we sign out. Sorry, I need to unplug this because it's weird looking at myself just frozen. I'm just waiting for the 17s to come through. Oh, the screen's frozen. Can you guys still hear me? Screen's frozen. Sorry, it's going out live. Can you guys hear me at this? Is it unfrozen? Yes, you guys can hear me and see me. Yeah, brilliant. For some reason, why it just literally locked up and froze. Yeah, I can see it behind me now, freezing as well. All right, no worries. It looks like we're back. What's the traffic light sequence, please? What's the traffic light sequence? Angie's Vlogs. I've not seen your name before, so welcome to you. Saying yes. Thank you guys for responding, saying yes. Good morning, Angie. Thank you guys for responding. Appreciate that. What's the traffic light sequence? Right, tip is sorry, I'm just reading these comments. Joanne, it's red, red and amber, green going down. If it's going, it's green, amber, red. Right, I got to put something here. It's red, red and amber, green going down. If it's going, it's green, amber, red. Maybe just it's how that my brain's reading that. But if you understand that, that's fine. The way that I normally explain it in the boot camp with signs and images, let me just show you on this one quickly. Let's get my marker up. With signs and images, it's on the wrong one. Let me just quickly explain this. With signs and images, for the third time, you always want to go from bottom to top. It makes life so much easier to... It's gone frozen again, isn't it? It's like it's frozen. 1 second. Other 1 second. It's weird. Right. Hold on 1 second. It's like it's frozen. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. But it's not letting me do my visuals. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Anyway, guy, if you imagine you're going from bottom to top with your signs, then it's starting at the bottom, it's green, and it goes up in single colors. So it's green, amber, red. And then when it's coming down, it comes down as a double, red and amber together, then green. So repeat, from bottom to top, it's green, amber, red. And then when you come down as a double, red and amber, then green. That works for all of them except Pelicans, because Pelican has a flashing sequence. Still got up in the up single colors, green, steady amber, red. But when you come down for a puffin, it's flashing amber, then green. That's the easiest way to remember it. Things keep going all over the place, right? But hopefully this is still going out, because like I said, I've got a lot of issues here. Good morning. Very test is on Friday. It's like my students have got theirs on Friday, 5 o'clock. I wish you luck with that, Angie. Let us know how you got on. Get on. I come back next week. I wish you the best of luck with that. Rocky, 46 out of 50, 72 out of 75. Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. All right. Sorry, you can hear me. Yes, you can hear me. But can you? What question are you seeing on screen? This is on Wednesday. Because on here for me it's frozen. I can't come out of it. Well, let's try anyway. Sorry, let me just say something. 16. I've got no answers for 17 on my comment section. So it's lots of technical issues on my side. It's YouTube, it's not on my side. My internet connection is solid. Right. We're going to have to go back to basics, right? Still on question 16. In front of me, I've got 17. Behind me, it's frozen on 16. Okay. Can you guys hear me? Let's start from the beginning. Can you guys still hear me at this point in time? Just type yes. Because this is like it's a YouTube issue. I can't start it live again because it's not through YouTube, it's through software. If I start it again, it loses the stream. The comments are still coming through though. So yeah, you guys can hear me. Right. But you guys are still seeing question 16. Yeah, you guys are all saying yes. Right, so I'm assuming you can hear me, but you're seeing 16. All right, let's try to come out of this. Right, is the screen... The screen's frozen. The screen's frozen. It's frozen on 16. Okay. It's a YouTube because I'm on question 18, so it's a YouTube thing. All right, what I'm going to have to do then is come out of this. It's a shame that we can't finish it. Hold on, let's try this. It's still frozen. Yeah, it's definitely frozen. And there's nothing I can do about that. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, it's frozen. There's nothing I can do. That's a shame. Yeah, sorry, there's nothing I can do about that. It's a YouTube thing. It's not on my side because I'm still going out live, and I can still move the questions. I can still see your comments, but it's obviously frozen out to you. And it's frozen behind me. Let me see if I hold on 1 second. What if I change my internet connection? Yeah. Oh, I can't believe this. It's actually a good session as well. That's YouTube for you. All right, all I'm going to do, if you guys can still hear me, what I'm going to do is answer your questions in the chat. There's not much more I can do. Right, let's just go through the questions. Frozen, next one's 17. Right, Angie saying, John Carr, best of us for both of us. Super nervous though. I just keep thinking in my head, but I study this. I should pull this through. Like I said, nervous is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. Just don't let it control you, Angie, when you go in there. On Joanna as well. Don't let it control you. Fighter says, please advise me. ADI part 1 hazard has been failed 4 times. What should I do? Learn what hazard is. As simple as that. You're taking a instructor's test as well. Yeah, you need to learn what a hazard is. Like I said, if you're failing 4 times, it's because you don't know what a hazard is. Joanna's thanking Angie. Agatha's saying has a super good trick. It always say motorways when it asks the question. RWA is what you should look at. Red, hard shoulder, white, lane, and separates amber central reservation. That's about the studs. And greens for slit roads. I got my test. Hagar, I said I got my test next Monday. Right, unfortunately, there's nothing I can do, and which means you can't see me, but you can hear me. And there's no point in having a live stream if you can't see what I need to do in terms of hazard perception. But like I said, it's not on my end. It's a YouTube thing. It's still frozen, so it's a YouTube thing, and I can't. If I drop the stream, it's gonna lock it out altogether. So as much I'm changing it because I've got 2 internets and I'm changing them and it's not changed anything. So it's definitely on the YouTube side, which is a shame. I wonder, hold on, let me try something. No, it's not going to work. If I shut it down, it's going to lock off the stream altogether. Lucy popping in to say I passed my practical test yesterday. Finally got my license. Your videos definitely help along the way. Lucy, congratulations on getting your license. Now qualified driver. Just drive safely. Unfortunately, like I said, guys, this is not on my end. I've changed my internet connection and it's a YouTube thing. It's just frozen literally on the screen. Bruno, I haven't really seen a green line drawn on the roads. I don't know what that's referring to. It's fun for me. I think it's just that person. I think you guys having a conversation amongst yourselves. All right. So like I said, there's nothing I can do about that. Unfortunately, I've got to end it there then because like I said, if I can't show you has perception, I can't show you my screen. It's no point me here just yapping. So unfortunately, I'm sorry for that. But thank you guys for staying so far to this point. And hopefully YouTube sorts themselves out and gets it back working. Enjoy your week. Stay safe. For those of you who got a test coming up, I wish you the best of luck. And for those of you that are studying, write down any questions, concerns that you may have and jot them down and bring it to the live next week where hopefully everything goes according to plan. Take care, enjoy the week, and I shall see you next week. Celine, if you're still on, don't forget to send me that email, otherwise I'll forget and I can send you my diagrams for your parking. Patricia, I appreciate that, but if I can't show you my screen, there's not much I can do about it. Take care, guys. Quick thing, can you guys see me now? Quickly. Just type in if you can see me. Just a quick thing for those of you still on, can you guys see me at this point? You can see me now. I got yes. For some reason, when I changed the scene, it came back when I was about to end the stream. All right, okay. Yeah, it's a weird thing. All right, in that case, then let me do the has perception. Patricia, hopefully you're still here. Yeah, you're saying yes, you can see me. Weird. Literally pressed on the end screen to say I'm going, and then literally behind me it popped up. All right, Patricia, are you still here? Just type yes if you are. So just waiting for the has perception. I can't get back the quiz because I had to end that because it's frozen on that screen. But let me do the has perception. So those of you, yeah, we're back. For those of you that struggle with has perception, especially, I can't remember his name now. If I can find his comment. Hopefully he's still here. Let's see if I can find his comment before I sign out. Fighter was the person. He's probably signed out by now. Right, hazard perception is 14 videos and one of them's got a double hazard. A hazard is a problem that's going to cause you to slow down or change direction. That's all it is. It's a problem that's going to cause you to slow down or change direction. So like a car pulling out from a giveaway line when it should be your priority. Someone opening the car door. and that's what you're clicking on, and you want to click twice. So you see the problem and you click and you go 1, 2, and then you click again. That's how you want to be doing it. So I repeat, a hazard is anything that's going to cause you to slow down or change direction. So I'm going to do a demonstration on my phone. Hopefully this works with all the hassles that I've been having so far. So let's share screen. That's not going to work either because it's not showing up. Yeah, I think there's a problem here with sharing screens. Remember, there's two types of clicks. There's two types of video clips on your apps. One of them is real life, and the other one is CGIs. When you take the real test, let's come out of this. When you take the real test, they're all CGIs. So if you are struggling on getting decent scores on your real life clips on your apps, don't beat yourself up over it, because for some reason they're not tallying properly with the scoring technique, but the CGIs are on point. So focus more on the CGI ones on your app at this stage until they sort out the scoring issues with that. So I'll do two. I'll do a real life one, and then I'll do a CGI one. So let's go back to sharing the screen. Hopefully it'll come up this time. That's iPad. All right, so let's just do, I don't know. This one's got no scores. Go download. All right, so just looking ahead, got the cyclist on my left. I'm going to click for the cyclist. Could cause me to slow down or change direction. The car's slowing down in front of me. That's why I'm clicking. Okay, when you're watching the videos or driving in real life as well, try to look as far ahead as you possibly can. Looking left and to the right. So there's a pedestrian on the grass to my left, but they're not going to step off there at any time soon. There's a car to my right looking to come out, so I'm going to click on that. And then I'm going to click again just to make sure I get a score. I'm going to go for a third click just to make sure I get a score on that. So that's the one that's caused me to slow down. So I should be marked on that one, but keep going because it could be your double. So it's 5 out of 5. Let me just quickly show you so there's no cheating involved. 5 out of 5. And then always review back to see if you can improve. So as you can see, I said there's a car coming out to my left, to my right, sorry. There's my first click in the 5, and then the second click in the 4. And I went again just to make sure I get a score. There's no point seeing it if you're going to get a 0. You make sure you get a score, and that's how you do it. So see a problem, click twice. If you have to go for another click, so be it. But if you click on problems that exist, it won't add up to too many clicks. So hopefully that makes sense. Let me just see what you guys are saying here. Just tell me if you guys can see that. Really weird session today with YouTube. Just see if you guys are seeing it. I don't know if it's going out live. I would have gotten free for this clip because I was too busy looking at the pedestrians. Yeah, that can happen in real life. I could see everything. Brilliant. Augusta said, yeah, I would have gotten free for this clip. All you want to do is see the problem, click, and then move on. Don't keep staring at the same problem, because that's what happens when you guys take driving lessons. You keep looking at the same problem, keep looking at the same problem. You don't want to be doing that, because while you're looking at that one problem, you're missing something else. So see the problem, click, move on to something else. And that's why when I say, when you're watching a video, you're looking as far down the video as you can see, and literally scanning like that from left to right, right to left, because that's where road signs are. What you guys tend to do is just literally look like that, which means you're missing the things on the sides. You need to be open up your view and look like that when you're driving and when you're watching the videos, so you can see things early. So hopefully that makes sense. Right, let me do a real, not real life, CGI, because the quality is better. Let's get to the CGIs. Let's get this one up. Share screen. It's got to download. So again, this is just being downloaded. So again, looking in the distance as far as you can see, scanning from pavement to pavement. I can see something flashing up ahead, so I'm going to click on that. It's a cyclist. So as I get closer, I'm going to click again. That cyclist just looked over his shoulder. That suggests he's going to pull out. Oh, cyclist and scooter. Again, with him looking over his shoulder, that gives a clue that he's going to pull out, because otherwise he wouldn't look over his shoulder. So that's again a tip for clicking. There's a car looking to come out of there. Ooh. And again, I don't see nothing else going on. Don't need to click. Oh, 3 out of 5 on that one. So there's improvements that could be made on that. 3 out of 5. Hopefully you go down and see if you guys can see it. 3 out of 5. And see how we can improve. Again, let me just speed up for the sake of the video. Oh, there you go. Right, this is why you click twice. This is brilliant. So I said to you guys, the cyclist is looking over his shoulder. I'll pause it there. That's my first click, literally just outside the 5. And this is why you go for 2 clicks per problem. So if I've seen it and I called it, I said to you, the cyclist looking over the shoulder, boom, clicked. That's a 0 on that situation. But I went for a second click, which landed in the 3. And that is the reason why you go for 2 clicks. So if I went for 1, that's a 0, so I'm -5, which means I'm up against it. But because I got a 3, I'm still averaging my 3 per video. And I can't stress enough, that's the reason why you go for 2 clicks per problem. So again, let me come out of that to see what you guys are saying. So hopefully that makes sense. Libby, pass my friend a second. On the second, your videos were very helpful. Thank you, Libby, for being here and telling me that you've passed. Congratulations. Yeah, click. That's what I did. Look, click as he looks over his shoulder, because that's a clue. Why would he look over his shoulder if he wasn't pulling out? But again, go for 2 clicks. I went for the first one. It was too early, just too early, but just gives you no points. And the second one landed in the 3. But like I said, that would still mean I'm averaging 3 across the board rather than a -5. And I've got to make up 5 along the way, somewhere along the lines. So that's why you go for 2 clicks per problem. So hopefully that makes sense to everyone. So I apologize once again for the live session not going according, well, the mock test situation not going according to plan. But that was literally a YouTube thing. That's not on my side for some reason. Hopefully next week it works. But if you guys got any questions, put it into the YouTube comments. If it can wait till next Sunday, put it into the come next Sunday and we'll answer all of those. Yeah, but that's the way it works. When you guys go for the real test, it could be literally that. You've seen the problem, clicked, but it's just too early. That's the reason why I suggest that's why I suggest you go for 2 clicks. If you have to go for a third one just to make sure you get a score, go for a third one. If I'm doing it, and because on one of the videos on the previous one, I thought I messed up, go for a third one. because it's all about getting a score. There's no point being conservative with clicks and thinking I'll click once and that's it. I don't want to click too many times and then get a 0, which means you're going to have to take the whole test again anyway. So you might as well just go for 2 clicks. But also remember, when you're at home, you're practicing. So there's nothing wrong with trial and error. If 3 clicks works for you and it's not kicking you out, fine. It would translate to the same test. So don't be afraid to practice at home and master your clicking. So when you go for the real test, it's just standard. You're not changing anything. I will want you to throw light on the maneuver. I'm not sure what you mean by throw more light on the maneuver. Maneuvers is reversing. It's going backwards. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Right, so I'm going to sign out of this now before YouTube kicks me out of there for whatever reason. Lots of issues. But anyway, thank you for sticking to the end. Thank you for not signing out when YouTube was giving me all the issues. Have a safe week. If you have got a test this week, I wish you the best of luck. Otherwise, see you back here next Sunday at 10 a.m. Be safe. Look after yourself. Take care.